Happy Thursday and welcome to On the Move with just Nan today. I'm solo. I'm Camless. This is Wednesday currently, and it is Cam's birthday. So happy birthday to our beloved Cam. She's enjoying a little day off. So solo potting. I'm also, if this looks any different, we had a little technical malfunction. This is On the Move on the phone. The computer was not obeying today, so we'll just see how this turns out. But thanks so much for joining us. And today we have Jack Oppenheim. He's our guest. Welcome, Jack. Thanks for being here.
Yep, thanks for having me.
And Jack is with Capital Run Club, which is one of the many run clubs in Richmond that just has a great following and has been doing really cool things out in the community. And they have a lot of fun stuff coming up, particularly this weekend that we'll talk about more in a second. But Jack, just tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started running?
Yeah, I got started running about a year and a half ago. One of my buddies was a college athlete. He played football. Then all of a sudden, the transition happens. He's like, well, I can't play football anymore. I might as well just keep running. And so he actually invited me along, and he actually tricked me. He's like, yeah, we only have a 3 mile run. I was like, all right, cool. And it was an out and back. So we got 3 miles out, and then he's like, all right, well, we have to go back. I was like,
oh no. So it
so,
stinks.
but for some reason, I just kept going with them, and I kind of, that run got me hooked. It was really fun. And then we started adding a few more of our friends along. We had a cool little group. There's 4 or 5 of us that continued to just run a couple times a week. And it was just kind of addictive to be out there with your friends early in the morning, get some coffee, and then get a good run in.
Yeah, no, that's great. I feel like that's so many ways that people start is they just have the social circle and, it turns into something that they didn't think it was going to turn into. And there is such a huge piece, with accountability, even if it's not with a club. If you know that you have a friend showing up to run with you, I feel like you're way more likely to be successful.
Oh yeah. When you plan to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go for a run, when you're by yourself, you're like, wow, it's nice in bed right now. Versus you have somebody who is stretching out in the cold. You're like, all right, well maybe I should get up and
I can't be letting them down. They won't want to run with me at all anymore, period.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about Capital Run Club and how you got started.
Yeah, so that friend group I mentioned, we were running for a while, and then everybody just kind of went their separate ways. Some went to Philly, LA, Austin, and I stayed here in Richmond, and it was kind of sad. I was like, oh my God, all my friends are gone. My whole routine changed. And I went out and visited them, and they all managed to find run clubs out there. And it was just such a really cool experience. And one of my good friends, Mason, he's like, yeah, I didn't know anybody. I just showed up and I met some of my best friends out here in LA, here at the club. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And at the time I was looking on Instagram and everywhere, I couldn't find any clubs like that, or at least with the kind of following that they had. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur by trade. And so I was like, well, if I can't find one, I'll just make one. So we made up a few designs, put an ad out on Instagram, and I was like, meet here at this time, this place, this is how far we're running. And sure enough, 40 people showed up on the very first run. And I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
Oh yeah. I was like, all right, I guess we're doing this now, So it was really cool. And then after that, we just kind of, like we were talking about with the camera, fail fast, so the people were like, hey, we want music. So I went and got a speaker. Hey, we need some water. We're thirsty. Boom, bring some waters. And then we just slowly keep rolling. And it was such a cool opportunity because so many people were coming from all different walks of life and becoming instant friends. I made a point to make sure that everybody said, hey, if you haven't talked to anybody, go talk to someone new and go ask them, what's your favorite thing to do in Richmond or something like that. And it just kind of got really sticky. People ended up really liking it, and it grew pretty quick.
That's awesome. Where does it meet, and what mileage are you offering, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we meet 3 times a week. So we have a Tuesday trail run at 6:30, starting at the Pump House Park, 6:30 p.m. Do a nice trail run. Our bread and butter is our Wednesday runs that we meet at 6 o'clock at Cochi Loco.
Okay.
So all of our runs are typically 3 to 4 miles, so nothing super crazy. But that's our bread and butter. You get tacos and tequila after. It's just a really fun, chill. And then we provide a Saturday long run, which has a 4 or 6 mile option. And we do that at River Esco Coffee. So we provide a little bit of different things for everybody.
Yeah, I like that we're bopping around location. That's kind of fun. See different areas. You're never sick of the same routes over and over. Also, big Coachy Loco fan, so that is would definitely be motivating to me. So you answered a little bit, but anything else that we need to know about what a typical run club session kind of looks like?
Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, we also, I guess one of the other things too is we have a lot of events that go on outside of the club. So,
Okay.
our club, I mean, we run and we're pretty, I mean, we're kind of competitive. We have some people who run really fast, who run, sub six. We have other people who run 12 plus or even walk.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing I think that makes CRC a little bit different is we also do a lot of stuff outside of running. So we have socials, we have, parties, everything that goes on with being young and active in
Yeah.
Richmond. So um, just the biggest thing is just come to a club, one of our meets, and just hang out, introduce yourself, and you'll find something. A lot of people come not knowing or they're kind of nervous, so they won't talk to anybody. So I like make it a point to go out. If I don't recognize you, I'm gonna go introduce myself, and we're gonna find you some people to chat and mingle with, because that's honestly what I think is the most fun about CRC is just like the community you can build so fast, just having 80 to 90 people
Yeah.
every run.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I also feel like you've got to maybe get, obviously you have some of the same people every day, but with the changing locations, you in times you also have to be getting, kind of a different audience depending on, like that it's not with the 3 days a week, you're not feeling like, oh, if I missed last week, I'm not gonna feel like I'm in the club anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more. So you guys are doing the community run series.
Mhm.
What does that look like? And just tell us all about it.
Yeah, so actually, I got to give credit to thinking of the idea to the November project. So
Okay.
they had the first ever community run. They invited all the run clubs out at the VMFA, and it was a real hit. I mean, we had a bunch of people out there. Hundreds of people came. All the run clubs came and represented, wearing their merch and flags and everything like that. So it was really cool. And some of the feedback that our core captains were giving us was, "Hey, like we really enjoyed this experience." I mean, not everybody's just loyal to one run club.
Right.
People come to CRC, go to November, go to Effect, go to 804.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we have friends all around, but we really like this group, so that's kind of why we're here at this time. But whatever. So they're like, we would love more opportunities to run together as a big group. And so I heard that, and I was like, all right, well, let me just put everybody in a group chat and see if we can make it happen. And that's
Yeah.
just scrappy. The first one we did last month at the VMFA, I think I did a head count. We did like 250 people came from all the different run clubs. This time around, we're doing a scavenger hunt with like Lululemon and Lucky Road sponsoring it. So it's getting a lot of traction. And the idea is just connect people who you don't get to see all the time, run,
Yeah.
see different parts of the city. Because once again, we're doing a different route than the traditional routes that we normally run. So, but the idea is second Saturday of every month, we do one giant Richmond community run,
Okay.
and we just rock and roll.
Nice. So that means you've got one coming up on August 16th.
Yes.
What's the plan for that one? What's it going to look like? What can people look forward to if they're planning on coming out?
Well, the biggest thing is the scavenger hunt. This one, we're super stoked about that. So we're gonna have actually these big pool floaties and pool noodles laced all throughout the route. And so you gotta kind of be looking around. Everybody's worried like, oh, well, will all the fast runners find it first? I'm like, they might get some, but we also have like a shoebox or something small. Some of our more lucrative prizes are actually pretty small. So it's giving everybody an opportunity, no matter how fast you can run, to keep your eyes peeled and potentially win some cool prizes. But generally, when you show up, there's a giant group. We meet in front of the VMFA, and you just chit chat for a while. I'm gonna do some more of that classic, like, hey, if you're over there, go talk to someone new over here type stuff, because I think people really like that, or maybe they don't. And
Yeah, no, I mean, even if you don't like it, it does push you to go actually talk to somebody. You don't regret it, I don't think.
no, I'm by nature, I'm kind of a social butterfly. I talk to everybody, so for me, it's like I do that regardless. But to watch some people who are kind of uncomfortable doing it's kind of fun too. You're like, all right, yeah, get in there, go chat, and
Yeah.
it's fun to watch that connection happen. So we'll do some of that. We also have stretches that we'll lead just to warm up. But then, really, it's just a quick and easy 3 mile run. So we really try to keep these just like you would have any other run club, just like you'd have any run you do on your own. You have a route, you come back and forth, and then this time there's just going to be a couple hundred people there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So it's at the VMFA on Saturday. What time is it at?
7:30 a.m.
7:30 a.m. And so people just know their details needed. You just show up ready to have fun, ready to scavenger hunt.
Yep, yep. We try to make as little barriers as possible.
That's great. I love that. How many do we know how many things will be hidden along the route yet?
10 things.
Oh, 10 is pretty good. That's a lot.
Right? Yeah, we have Lululemon's giving us three item vouchers plus some water bottles. We have
Awesome.
some school running headphones, two pairs of those, some gift cards from Jack Brown's and Coachy Loco.
Awesome.
It's just a few other things. A merch pack. Absurd Snacks is donating a snack pack. So tons of different prizes.
Yeah, that's so cool. What has been your favorite thing about kind of seeing CRC grow over the last year?
Ooh. Um, I think the biggest thing is seeing like the people, just like people connecting. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, we have teachers interacting with bankers, and they're like best friends going on girls' trips now. People are starting to date and mingle, and they're like forming lasting connections too. So just seeing the different people who would never interact become instant friends, and then we go out on the town and do more than just running. We'll go out and do
Yeah.
karaoke or trivia. It creates that connection that I think a lot of people our age just are kind of lacking or they're missing.
Yeah.
There's a huge shift from let's just go to the bar every weekend to we did a sauna cold plunge event at a coffee
Nice.
shop one time, and people instantly loved it. We sold out of tickets in like 2 hours, and it was one of the coolest events ever. And you didn't have to drink; there was a DJ, there's coffee, and contrast therapy. So I think because of that, run clubs are seeing a huge uptick, and that's really what I like to see. It's just people making genuine connections and being different.
Yeah, I also think it's cool. Like you're meeting people that have the same goals and the same lifestyle habits as like you too, which it can be really hard. I like truly, I don't know how if I moved to like a new city outside of like a run club, a trivia team, a sports type team, like how you're meeting those friends because it does seem exhausting. Like to think that you're just going to go out and like happen on people. So it is cool to see what type of community it's formed here in Richmond.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think the Richmond community in particular has had such success with the run clubs recently?
Um, well, I think we're small enough where you get that small town vibe. I mean, I'm from here, so I'm
Yeah.
used to it. Um, but like a lot of times in these big cities, it's very pretentious. Everybody's social media forward, and what I found is just being having the ability to post a post and put a story up there and just tell people like, hey, this is where something's happening. Just providing the opportunity. People really appreciate that because they have jobs and everything else that kind of would unlike in LA or Philly
Yeah.
they're all influencers. They all just do stuff. So it's easy for them.
Running's their job over there, so they're fine.
Exactly. So, but for here in Richmond, people don't necessarily have the time to afford to do these things. So,
Yeah.
I think that's just why there's a huge outlet, and they're free. I know that
Yeah.
one thing that I've learned is Richmond really doesn't like paying for things. So, so having the ability to have something free and fun that just hits the nail on the head for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I think that's huge. And just removing that barrier to entry too. It's like you're not worried about, well, if I don't like this, it cost me XYZ. Like you can just jump in and try it out.
Although people do say that running is like one of the only like free sports, but once you get into it, you got to buy the
Oh
shoes, you
yeah.
gotta buy the
Yeah.
gear, the glasses, and
Yeah,
everything.
you want the headphones, I'm with you. It's free until you're buying those shoes several times a year and then it is not.
God forbid they have carbon in them.
That's right.
So
Well, I don't know that I told you about this next part of the interview, so I apologize. But we do with all of our guests a rapid fire this or that. And it can be about anything. So it's only 3 questions, but also known as the hardest part of the interview sometimes.
all right,
So from
hit me.
talking to you, I've got my questions ready. But you mentioned Coachy Loco.
Yep.
This or that, you a taco person or a quesadilla person?
Ooh. I'm gonna take taco.
Okay. What is your go-to Coachy Loco taco?
The Cochi Loco taco.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent. I was just there. What is on that one?
it's got like pineapple. I
Yum.
think honestly pineapple. I get different things. I just like to spice mine up, so I don't even know what's on it regular. They just know with me. I
Yeah.
just get these ones and they make it Nice.
I was thinking about that when I recently went to Cochi Loco and I had a quesadilla there, which I'd never had. I'd had tacos previously, and quesadilla was delicious. Also, a big fan of the street corn over there.
Street corn.
Love some street corn. You look a little crazy eating it, but worth it. Next, this or that, you mentioned that you guys do trivia or karaoke together sometimes.
Yes.
Trivia or karaoke? Which one do you prefer?
Ooh, karaoke by far. I'm a Mike wizard. I love it.
I love that.
My favorite, my go-to is Ice Ice Baby. My
Okay.
ice, and there are some videos out there floating around on the internet of me getting up there, whether at Delhi or anywhere else. I, you know, to the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, I guess. So,
Love that. That was going to be my next question was where's your preferred karaoke here in Richmond?
ooh, I don't know. They're all pretty good.
Okay.
Shameless plug. We have a pop up party series. Is one of the things that we branched off from Capital, and we do karaoke and stuff, and we're having like DJ events. So honestly, shameless plug, but anywhere that Dow is having a party,
Perfect.
that's my favorite karaoke spot.
Nice. I love it. Your last one is since you guys do various times, are you more of a morning runner or an evening runner if you're picking?
Ooh. If I'm picking, I'm a morning
Yes.
runner. I'm a
Okay.
morning runner. I wake up early. I get my workout in. Evening run. I just do that for the masses. I'm like
Okay.
everybody else gets off work and whatnot. I'm like, all right, I guess I can run. But if it were up to me, I do all my runs in the morning.
It is a good feeling when you're done. I am a terrible waker upper. So I'm always envious. My husband ran 5 with some friends this morning and he was done by like 7 and I was like, "Oh gosh, I'm going to be out here like in the heat later." So I definitely see the benefit. I'm just a lazy girl at heart.
It's great. Morning is subjective though. Whether you wake up at like 5 a.m. or you wake up at 9 o'clock, as long as
I
that's like
agree, especially once we get out of this hot heat, then it doesn't matter as much and you're like I can go on a run at 10 a.m. It doesn't matter.
well, we have a small group that we go out on Thursdays, and I tell them, especially when we had that heat wave, I was like, guys, if it's 76 when we wake up, I'm not running. I'll just meet you for coffee. Like,
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's been in today even is like just so humid. It's been
yes,
wild. But that's also a great time to have a run club because it does just push you to get up there, get out there despite the temperature. So that's
100%.
great. Well, Jack, anything else that people need to know about Capital Run Club? Where can they find you all on social media?
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram at Capital RVA. Same thing for Facebook, and we also have a WhatsApp. Everything. So the biggest thing is just come to that Instagram, and that'll take you to all of our links and ways to get connected with us. So yeah,
Great. And then 7:30 a.m. at the VMFA this Saturday, August 16th, if they want to win mad prizes and have a wonderful morning.
exactly. So thank you so much for having me. I really
Of course.
appreciate
Thank you so much. Everybody go check it out and check out Capital Run Club. Even if you can't make it this weekend, make sure that you're out there for a weekly run sometime.
it. Yeah,
Thanks a lot. Hope everything goes well this weekend.
thank you very much. Ciao.
Bye. Thanks, y'all.